So a lot of fans are becoming fearful of the Dove's recent struggle, but is it time to panic? Not yet, in my opinion. The regular season is 6 months long and we're barely 2 weeks in. After the recent loss against the Orlando Magic, making the Warriors 3-6, Curry stated that we haven't been in this position for a while and currently we don't want to do the same thing and expect different results. And I think he's absolutely right. And this is coming off a loss from Miami on Thursday where they lost 116 and 109 and then losing a close game to Orlando Magic. There's one thing that I really notice about the Warriors, and one, I'll say this, it's not too entirely strange to see championship teams off to a slow start. One, we already have those elevated expectations of them coming off a championship run. And then we look at their roster and their overall depth, including the additions that they made this offseason, and it kind of elevated our expectations of the Warriors. However, when I say they're trying to find balance, this is what I mean. They're trying to find the right lineups. Clay started this season off with a minutes restriction, rightfully so, as he's coming off 2 major injuries. So it will be hard for him to get back into the groove of things. And he had a better night from what we've been seeing of him this season. He scored 27 points last night. And as we know, prior to this game, he was averaging like 13 points per game. Awful shooting percentages, and his defensive rating's been terrible. And then you got Jonathan Wiseman, who hasn't played in a year. He hasn't played much because he's been dealing with injuries and rehab, so they're also working through that. Going back to the balance part, right? The coaching staff is trying to figure out a dedicated strategy of success. So you have a mix of veterans who've won championships together. They've been in tough positions together, and you want to keep that group in the floor because they have proven that they can find success in these situations. But you're also stuck in this place where they want to develop their young talent like Jordan Poole, Kuminga, Wiseman, Moody. All those players' roles have been expanding over the years. So they're trying to find this balance of what the right lineups are. And you still have a lot of experience, whether you believe it or not. You got people who are new to this team, so they're trying to find their place in the offense and defense. So they're going to be susceptible to a few errors. The Warriors don't have a traditional set of offense. And we know that. And it even took Kevin Durant some time to learn it, although it seemed like he was a perfect fit immediately just off the strength of how talented this guy was. It was still a learning experience for Kevin Durant. One thing I will say that I noticed watching the Warriors last night, and I think they need to improve on this going forward, is the points that they give up at the foul line as well as the points they make at the foul line. So last night, they only got to the line to shoot about 15 free throws, while they gave the Magic 46 opportunities to shoot free throws. But of those 15 free throws that the Warriors shot, they only made 66% of them. And they also gave up 9 steals to the Magic as well. And the Magic, they shot 71% from the line, so they had that advantage there. But I think once they fix those things, the Warriors will be fine. I'm not stressing. Dub Nation, if you guys are out there, if you're listening, you shouldn't stress either. We haven't even played 10% of the season yet, and the Warriors have set a high standard for themselves. So it creates a lot of unease for everybody, the fans, the players, everybody that's watching. But I noticed that they have the right leadership, right? So in Curry's post-game interview against the Heat, he was asking, how can we dig ourselves out of this hole? And how do we establish a culture where we anticipate success every single night? So what that to me says is, like, you have these guys who have won 4 NBA championships, but within that, they're still asking the question, how do we create this culture that we expect success every single night? And to me, when you've already won 4 championships and you're still asking those questions, that tells me that the Warriors are going to figure it out, because they have great leadership. They have a great mix of veterans and young talent in the locker room. Steve Kerr is a great coach, whether you believe it or not. Some people do argue against that based on the talent that is on this team, but there is a certain point where coaching, you have to make adjustments and everything like that. And I think Steve Kerr and the coaching staff will be able to make those adjustments, and I think we'll be fine. This is an 82 game season. We got a lot of time left for the Warriors to figure it out. So Don't throw away your hopes and expectations for this team reaching the NBA championship or the conference finals. I actually believe they'll still be in the mix. So it'll be fun to see how they fix this thing and what they do going forward and how they mix up these lineups. But as always, guys, this has been another episode of No Time to Explain. Like, comment, and subscribe.